pro-poor programs, or what they call dealing with people at the bottom of the social pyramid. Sometimes when we plan our programs, we are planning our programs to deal more with the elites, with those at the top. We are taking of the big issues, the big tickets, big airports, big roads, highway roads and all that. But we are not thinking of what will affect the poor immediately. And so in our planning and in our execution of our programs, we have laid emphasis in areas of education, in areas of healthcare, especially that affects the poor, even though we're also dealing with the ones that affect those who can pay for them. Water supply, transportation, and of course, empowerment at the grassroots level, which is what this program is all about. Well, many of you know my background, that I'm a village boy. I grew up in the village where there was no water, no electricity. The only thing that was there was a primary school and a church. Those were the only things about civilization. And I can say that the primary school and the church propelled me to be where I am today. And there are very many people who have that same story. A good manager of funds will always succeed, whether big or small. Before I started this microcredit program, I think I was commissioner there when I went to one of my villages, and there was this lady who I had known her frying akara right from when I was young, and she was still frying akara. And we're interacting, and I said, this akara where they fry, so you know they go make a big parcel. He said if he gets small money now, add. This is go big parcel. And what did I give her? I just gave her 10,000 naira. And I can tell you that by the time I became a governor, this woman had moved beyond what she was at the time she got the 10,000 naira. She had grown her business beyond that. So it is possible for those who can manage funds to manage a small one and make the money big. And that is the point we're trying to drive at in this microcredit program. We saw those who started small and they are growing and growing. Some, the Mama Akano, when we started with her, she just had a farm, a plantain farm. Today she's packaging. So you see that beneficiaries are not just PDP members. They don't have to be PDP members. Once you belong to a cooperative and you have the minimum, you get it. You don't need a party card to get this fund. I've insisted on that. In fact, that was the reason why I put the office, I put the system before this SPV was formed, directly under my office, to be able to at least ward off the political pressure. Because sometimes I can tell that there'll be a lot of political pressure, but you need a lot of toughness to be able to deal with it. I'm not saying politicians should not benefit from it, but you must meet the criteria to be able to benefit from it. And you must be able to utilize the fund properly. Whether you're a PDP, APC, whatever, you must be able to meet the criteria. You that it will get to the real beneficiaries. The other thing I want to assure you is that management of the program also has its logistic requirement. I want to assure you that the 2 billion, all the 2 billion will go to beneficiaries. We will not take any money from there to manage the program. Whatever logistics required to manage the program, the state government will deal with it. Another thing the state government will deal with too, because our programs have been 0% in terms of interest rate. We want your program to also continue like that. So the state government will pay the 9% interest rate. So, for this 2 billion, the state government will pay the 9%, which is about 180 million. Will pay the interest rate, so that it gets to the clients or beneficiaries at 0%. And when they are making the returns, they do not have to pay the interest.